Welcome to this opening day matchup for the New York Mets in the 2020 season. We got an exciting game here between the New York Mets and Washington Nationals. I'm Scott, here with my broadcasting partner, Brian.
What's up, guys?
Today, on March 26th, we got Jacob deGrom against Max Scherzer. And Brian, I'm not sure if you know, but these are two really good pitchers.
I definitely do know. I mean, you look at Jacob deGrom's stats and Max Scherzer's stats and put them against each other, you can obviously tell.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom, obviously, two-time back-to-back Cy Young winner in 2018 and 2019. And if you had any second-place votes, you wouldn't be wrong giving those to Max Scherzer. See Robinson Cano there, giving out some high fives to his Mets teammates. As we get ready for action here, Brian, what are you looking for in this game?
I mean, it's obviously focusing on pitching, and that's the focus of definitely opening day for teams. You obviously have your ace on the mound, and you got to hope that your pitching can get you through the game.
And here we go now with Trey Turner stepping up to the plate.
A little speedster.
Yeah, was batting just under 300 last year. First pitch, called strike right there on the corner, 90-mile-per-hour slider.
How are we going to be biased with this? Because we are Mets fans, or are we going to...
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Brian. But Jacob deGrom, unbiasedly, though, best pitcher in baseball.
Definitely.
Greatest of all time by far. Kind of surprising that you see a slider as his first pitch of the season.
I think that might have been a fastball.
Well, that one was a fastball, but if you were paying attention to the signals, the first one was a slider. 1-1 pitch coming to the plate. Trey Turner smacks it into left field. And Yoenis Cespedes there for...
Let's see if he does his underarm throw.
I was just going to say, one of the most casual catches you can have from Cespedes right there.
Now, if you don't recognize Scott's voice, he used to do Cornell play-by-play for some pretty high-quality baseball.
Also a couple women's basketball games,
That's
Brian.
true.
Yeah,
but I was going to say baseball because this is what that is.
So one out here. deGrom to Adam Eaton. Definitely a Mets killer, and as you can see there on the screen, 6 for 18 lifetime versus deGrom with one home run, batting .333.
Also has gotten injured while playing the Mets, so.
1-0 pitch here. Way
Almost
inside.
hit him.
And I guess Adam Eaton doesn't care. He's just staying right there on the plate. And in case you care, we got Mike Fillmore behind the plate.
Yeah, definitely.
2-0 pitch here. At the top of the first inning on opening day. Adam Eaton with a high fly ball deep into center field. Jake Marisnick ranging back.
That is not how you want to start that.
So Adam Eaton, we talked about this before, batting 6 for 18 against Jacob deGrom, and he just continues his dominance against both deGrom and the Mets right there.
Damn.
So definitely not the start you want to see there from deGrom.
Yeah, but if you do remember last year, his first game was very good against the Marlins.
Yeah, it's very important that we base his first inning of the first game of the new season on it if he will be Cy Young again this year.
What else would you do?
So now Howie Kendrick up at the plate. See the World Series MVP last year? I think he was, right?
I think he might have been.
Or was it Strasburg?
I don't think it was Strasburg.
Oh, well, regardless, we don't care about that World Series. So here comes deGrom with one out, 0-1. Dribbler. Oh, nice play by deGrom right there with that athleticism.
deGrom is known as a pretty good fielding pitcher, too.
I mean, it helps when you're lanky like that, I guess.
Probably won some Gold Gloves in his career.
Now Juan Soto in the 4-hole.
You got to be scared of him. Howie Kendrick was their number 3 hitter.
Curveball down. So 1-0 here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Another ball outside. deGrom seems to be struggling with his command a little bit right now, I'd say. He doesn't usually give up these many balls.
Yeah, that's what...
That one.
No, umpire isn't really being that kind either. But you got to keep in mind this is a video game, so...
Don't know what you're talking about. This is real life, Brian.
Oh. Really?
And gives up a walk on 4 pitches to Juan Soto.
That is interesting.
He was scared there or didn't want to pitch around the strike zone, but This brings up Eric Thames, the newly acquired outfielder for the Washington Nationals.
Power-centric Eric Thames. It's really all he does.
So you see, last season, 25 home runs, 61 RBIs.
Low batting average, so.
Yeah, just a shy under 250. Nothing to complain about.
Nothing to boast about either, though.
So
Nice
I'll
pitch.
get the outside corner for a strike.
Thames does pretty well against deGrom, too. 4 for 6 with a home run.
Yeah, well, where did he come from? Is he on the Brewers?
Brewers, yeah.
Yeah.
Brewers first baseman.
0-1 pitch. Fouled off to the right side. 0-2 to Eric Thames here in the opening inning of the 2020 season. Dribbled down in between Jeff McNeil at second and Pete Alonso at first.
I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, Scott, but with this being real-life baseball, Jacob deGrom seems to be taking a long time at the mound to get his pitches off. I don't know if you're seeing that.
I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest with you, but
Watch
maybe
this.
you're just
1,
not used to it.
2, 3.
Well, how much
4,
time do they have in between
5,
pitches? Isn't it something like 30 seconds now?
Really? 30 seconds seems a long.
Well, regardless, here's Kurt Suzuki at the plate. deGrom 16 pitches in. He's given up a home run and a walk to Juan Soto and a single to Eric Thames. 0-1 pitch. Smoked to the right side by Suzuki.
17 pitches. I'd like to keep that under 20 by the end of the first inning.
That slider goes outside. 1-2. Another curveball. Right outside. That might have been his first curveball of the game today, actually.
It doesn't seem like anything's really working for him.
I'd see a fastball right here in the bottom right corner.
Wow, so that was... You were right about the fastball.
Up a little bit, though. And there's that 20 pitch mark, so I guess the season's already a failure for deGrom at this point.
I mean,
Oh,
what else?
but
But that
a
was a nice
nasty
strikeout.
curve
Was
right
that his
there.
only strikeout, though?
Yeah, Kurt Suzuki had no idea what was happening right there, though. And you'll see that animation about Kurt Suzuki, but it was obviously Adam Eaton there. So
that
a
was
little bit of
silly.
mystique right there by MLB The Show, but they're in early season form as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure Max Scherzer.
now here comes Max Scherzer, as we were talking about last season. Last season he had a couple injuries, but regardless had that ERA under 3 and over 10 wins.
He also has
So,
those 2 different colored eyes, which is definitely a factor.
yeah. Helps you with vision and stuff.
Yeah, and the players get confused.
So a lot of questions coming into the season who would be leading off for the Mets in 2020, but Ahmed Rosario, who had a really sort of like a come-out season in 2019, I'd say, leading off
Specifically
here.
his second half.
Yeah.
Seems like Luis Rojas likes him as the leadoff hitter.
Yeah. Max Scherzer got the inside corner right there for strike 1. This was the same opening day matchup, I believe, 2 years ago as
I
well.
think you might be right, Scott.
Max Scherzer versus Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
Except this year, the Nationals are the reigning world champions, so maybe they got a little bit,
Well,
something to be scared
DeGrom's
about the Mets
also
do.
Jacob deGrom's also coming out of Cy Young year.
Not quite sure what Rosario was taking there, but regardless, a 1-2 count. Trying to get Scherzer's pitches up here in the first inning. That curveball bounces in the dirt. 2-2 to the speedster, Rosario. That cutter was definitely outside, but Rosario stayed alive regardless.
Yeah, you never know with the umpires, right? What was the guy's name?
Already forgot, Brian. That ball blew right by Rosario.
95.
95-mile-per-hour fastball strikes out Rosario for the first out of the inning.
If you saw it right before, Scherzer was walking with a little confidence there, and you don't want to get his confidence up because then he just starts pitching way better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Now I got J.D. Davis, one of the surprising stars of last year's comeback for the Mets. That fell a little bit short, but
Yeah.
J.D. Davis, of course, acquired in that trade from the Astros. in the offseason between 2018 and 2019.
His whole season really started when they played the Nationals last year when he hit those 2 home runs. I forgot who was pitching that day, but definitely what sparked the rest of the season for him.
And that one shot right up to, who's their first baseman? Ryan Zimmerman?
He's back, you know?
Yeah, they have him on a 1-year contract, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's crazy to believe that he's the last original National on the team. I always thought it was crazy last season when they were discussing how they didn't even know if they would re-sign him. Like, how would you not re-sign?
About from the Expos?
I think he was the Nationals' first draft pick.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Jeff McNeil starting the 2020 season just like he had during the whole 2019 season with a first pitch single right up the middle.
The one thing you got to watch for Jeff McNeil the rest of the season, though, is that towards the end of last year, he started to become home run happy and kind of lost some of his batting average that had kept him at the top of the rankings, batting average-wise.
Yeah, except he was hitting all those home runs.
Which is true, but...
Of course, though, the biggest storyline from last year, big old Pete Alonso with 53 home runs and 120 RBIs. Not only the MLB home run leader, but set the record for single-season Mets home runs and rookie home runs.
Beating out Aaron Judge, that was nice.
Yeah, definitely nice for all the pessimistic Mets fans looking for anything to be positive about.
Yeah, not trying to say we're Mets fans or anything.
But career versus Scherzer, Alonso definitely struggled in his first year, just 2 for 12. Let's see if he can tie up the game or give his team the lead right here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch from Scherzer coming down. Curveball just below the zone.
Yeah.
It's probably like the most dangerous thing you can do to Pete, right? Like
curveball, I think?
Get curveball, but get behind the count where you have to start throwing strikes. Pete was swinging for the fences right there. Yeah. So a 2-1 count. Jeff McNeil on first.
Squirrel and the polar bear.
That's right. That one's
that's getting him to second.
Yeah. Jeff McNeil. Definitely not necessarily one of the faster players in the MLB, but he's no Wilson Ramos, so he can get there quickly. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but make sure you pay attention to the speed that MLB The Show has Wilson Ramos at for the 2020 season.
Yeah.
So 3-1 pitch to Pete. At this point, if I were Scherzer, I'd probably just throw a pitch out of the zone and walk him, but we'll see what happens.
Why risk it? But he challenged him there.
Yeah, Alonso was a little bit high on that swing. So, full count, Jeff McNeil at second.
I'm thinking fastball up and to the left. I'm wrong. Up and to the right.
Off. Well, it depends. What side are you looking at? Because from the batter's perspective, that was the left, Brian.
You are right.
And that one's high. So, Alonso in his first at bat of the season draws the walk. You know, Scherzer having similar troubles to deGrom in the first.
Yeah, I mean,
his first pitches of the season.
One swing of the bat, though, he'll be down 3-1. And who's up? You should know, Michael Conforto.
Michael Conforto too. Like 33 home runs, batted just under 260 and 92 RBIs. Really, of course, he was overshadowed by Pete Alonso the whole season.
Yeah, really, no one really respected what he did last season, but definitely had an impressive season.
Yeah, and a contract year for Conforto. He'll definitely be looking to continue off his successes last year and build off that.
Not to try and put down our competitors, but ESPN ranked Michael Conforto as number 100 in baseball, and I think he should have been higher, specifically based off of last season.
I think he was ranked appropriately. I thought it was great for him that he was in the top 100 at all.
Not to argue about this, but his ranking last year was 99, and I know there was new players and everything, but he had a much better season than he's ever had.
Well, yeah. Does he get the 1-1 pitch here?
I think I won that argument.
That one could have been a strike, but what I would say is just in terms of new people on the top 100 list, Jeff McNeil was in the top 100, Pete Alonso was in the top 100, and so if you get new players in the top 100, it's possible he'll be taken down. Michael Conforto with a fly ball that shouldn't be any trouble for Adam Eaton in center field.
It might be a little windy today.
Definitely didn't take the best route to the ball, did Adam Eaton, but regardless, 1-0 here at the end of the first as we go into the break. When we come back, Nationals will have Cabrera, Zimmerman, and Max Scherzer.
As Asdrubal Cabrera back at Citi Field. Well, he was last year, I guess.
Yeah, not quite his first at-bat back at Citi Field. I mean, when he was traded to the Phillies, right, I think he was in Citi Field that season. But
and he was also on the Nationals last year, too. So.
Yeah. First pitch, a ball. We'll see if deGrom can get back into form here.
Not the way to start off.
1-0 pitch. Right at the top of the zone. Cabrera questioning that one a little bit, but he's got cool sunglasses in this game, so he'll be okay.
What I am recognizing here is that it seems that baseball has stopped with like advertisements in between innings, which is making the game go much quicker.
Are you referring to the no commercial break, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really tricked the viewers there. 1-2 pitch to... Ooh. Yeah.
That was not
kind of a
good.
waste of a pitch by deGrom there.
Yeah.
But 2-2 pitch here. Top of the second inning. Ooh, I thought he got him there. But Cabrera got a piece of the curveball. So here we go again, 2-2. Cabrera wasn't biting.
What is this, a 6-pitch at bat already?
Yeah, something like that. As you saw on the screen, Ryan Zimmerman on deck. Ooh, again with the curveball. That's what he struck out Suzuki on too, right?
You think that's his pitch today?
I guess. I mean, you got to think about it, though. If you're getting pounded by deGrom with like upper 90s fastballs, and then he just drops a curveball on you, you got almost no chance. But of course, that was what you were talking about before. The original Mr. National, Ryan Zimmerman, up at the plate.
And like Adam Eaton, very, very much a Met killer. Has done things to the Mets over and over again.
You're saying very unlike Adam Eaton?
No, very much like Adam Eaton.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch there. As deGrom looks to get things going. Already at 30 pitches. You were the one out in the second inning. Nasty slide right there. Not sure what deGrom's facial expressions were there, but I would imagine they were ones of content.
As you can see, Jacob deGrom is going once again this year with short hair. I don't know if that's going to create an issue or it's going to continue his dominance, you know?
Didn't both years he won the Cy Young, he had short hair, so...
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought last year was the only...
No, he hasn't had long hair for like 3 years, I feel like.
Okay, so I'm going to take that I won the Michael Conforto argument and you won that argument.
Well, you can easily just look this up and figure out when he cut his hair.
I don't want it.
Alright. Right up the middle there for Ryan Zimmerman, so 1 out base runner here in the top of the second inning.
Oh. Interesting call by Luis Rojas not starting Robinson Cano.
Yeah. So we should have talked about this before, but the defensive arrangement we got is Wilson Ramos behind the plate, Pete Alonso at first, of course, second base Jeff McNeil, J.D. Davis at third, Med Rosario at short, and then the outfield from left to right. You got Cespedes. Are they playing Jake Marisnick today? Yeah, didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah. You know, we got to talk to MLB The Show about showing us the defensive arrangement while it comes
But in left, it is Yoenis Cespedes. And in right, I believe it's Michael Conforto. We'll have to figure out who it is in center field.
Mm-hmm.
Max Scherzer here at the plate. I would imagine he'd be bunting in this situation.
Yeah,
but
he didn't show bunt, so.
Yeah, it also was pretty low in the zone.
Not showing bunts. This is interesting. Maybe they're seeing... Well, no, that wouldn't make sense.
Mad Max feeling a little...
He is a good hitter. I'm pretty sure.
Right to first, Pete Alonso, quick flip over to Rosario at second, and back to first for the double play.
Well, that was a nice call by Scott right there.
Thank you. I had some practice.
Yeah.
So as we head into the bottom of the second here,
Marisnick is playing.
No, Jake Marisnick. We'll have Wilson Ramos, Yoenis Cespedes, and Jake Marisnick for the New York Mets. You know, besides like Jacob deGrom last year, I'd say from the starting pitching side, there wasn't really much to be excited about from the Mets. But offensively, Brian, I'm not sure if you're from the same view here, but it feels like every time someone comes up to the plate, it's like, wow, they had a great season. And Wilson Ramos was definitely one of those people.
Definitely true.
Behind the plate, I mean, there were some complaints there. Obviously, you know, all the controversy with Noah Syndergaard. But what was the hitting streak he had? Was it like
27?
27? Crazy.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were expecting a little bit more power from Wilson Ramos. But, I mean, if he can also hit the ball.
Great play by Ryan Zimmerman. Sorry to interrupt you there, but you can see Wilson Ramos jumping in frustration. He definitely hit everything out of that ball.
Yeah, I mean... But what I was saying... Oh, call Yoenis Cespedes first.
I mean, what else can you say but La Potencia's back?
Yeah.
I mean, after having to get surgery on both his ankles and had a wild boar incident on his ranch that seemed to set him back.
Yeah, you heard that right, wild boar.
But then he comes back in the offseason with a restructured contract where he'd be losing millions of dollars if he doesn't play this season. He's like, I'll be ready. And in the most cocky Yoenis Cespedes move ever, he's like, I'll be ready opening
But
day.
I think they still are getting money back from Cespedes.
They're getting some, but regardless,
yeah,
he's getting his money back. So Yoenis Cespedes up here at the plate. 2-1 count already. And if he can be producing for the Mets this season, they will have a, if possible, much scarier lineup than last year.
Call this one, then I'll say what I want to say.
2-2 pitch. Just grabs the corner there. That was a nice little donation of a call there by the umpire.
I was trying to get Cespedes to do something before I started talking about this, so it might come off a little odd, but if you look up and down the Mets lineup, there's a lot of power there, and Yoenis Cespedes definitely adds to it. Jake Marisnick's up. New Met. He was on the Astros last year, right?
Another trade the Mets did with the Astros. The Mets
so they have two signed Steelers.
Not quite. I think they were both young, so I don't know if you can really say that they were at the forefront of this. But
how old's Jake Marisnick?
He's not that old. He's definitely older than J.D. Davis is, but this is the... Oh, wow.
Marisnick's not known for his hitting, that's for sure.
Struck out on 3 pitches. We don't even have the time to talk about him if we wanted to. But regardless, after 2...
Look at those 2 different Nationals. What is it, blue and red?
No, he doesn't have a red eye.
Blue and hazel, I meant.
It's like blue and brown.
Hazel.
Hazel and brown, maybe.
Don't pay attention to that.
We'll edit over our faces there. Yeah, so now the top of the lineup here. Trey Turner back at the plate.
38 pitches to start the third.
Yeah, I kind of feel like after the second inning, deGrom sort of was getting himself together. We'll see what he does when he's second time around the lineup.
Did he give up any hits last inning? I don't think he did.
Last inning? No. Well, yes, he did. The one that he turned a double play. So,
was it a walk, though?
I can't remember anymore. Did he walk Cabrera? Was that what it was?
I don't know. Well, anyway.
You see, this is why we're worse than Gary, Keith, and Ron on SNY. It's like, we are not keeping score.
Yeah. But
we should. Maybe we will. We'll have to see.
I don't know.
1-2 pitch to Trey Turner. Strikeout here would be very helpful for deGrom, and curveball will way outside.
Maybe he's trying to get it an inside pitch and trying to set it up.
Yeah, but when it's a pitch like that, so far outside, it doesn't even change the batter's vision because it's not even tricky.
He was going back inside, and maybe that affected Trey Turner.
I think it was more the change in speeds, but the changeup gets Trey Turner looking for, is that deGrom's third strikeout? I bet you will see an animation in a second.
If we kept track like Gary, Keith, and Ron, we wouldn't know.
Yeah. Agreed. So Adam Eden hit a home run in the first inning. The sole run so far here in opening day game. Up the plate with no one on and 1 out. 1-0.
God.
Another defensive play by Pete Alonso.
I don't know what's up with my eyes, but I thought it was going down the line. But
remember when they said Pete Alonso sucked at defense?
Yeah, I know. Similar to what they did with Michael Conforto, and he's done pretty well too.
Howie Kendrick, second plate appearance.
Howie Kendrick does not do well against deGrom. 1 for 21, 6 strikeouts.
That's a stat line you love to see.
Yeah, definitely. Nice slider right there.
Yeah, 1-1 pitch.
Is a 91... You see, I don't really know, but is a 91 mile per hour slider good? speed-wise.
What's your question?
Speed-wise, is that a good... Because I feel like they always talk about Noah Syndergaard has fast off-speed pitches.
Like, is your argument that you think it should be lower in speed?
No, it should be, like... Never mind. Let's just keep going.
I mean, yes, I think it's impressive that his off-speed pitch is still above 90.
You know? I think I'm going to agree with you on that.
A packed house here at Citi Field, as it usually is on opening day. But another slider by Jacob deGrom gets him swinging.
50 pitches, pretty good. 12 pitch inning.
Yeah, deGrom looks like he might be in stride here as he jumps over the foul line.
Little Ali Perez.
Oh boy, now he's right back, ready to bat.
I'm pretty sure in his game last year on opening day he hit a home run.
Really?
He definitely hit a home run against the Marlins, and that was definitely his first start. So I don't know if multiple games, but
Mets with one of the best hitting rotations in baseball, probably.
Yeah, definitely with Noah Syndergaard there.
But a couple years back, right? That was the season that none of the Mets pitchers had gotten a hit in like the first 30 games or something.
And Jacob deGrom came up and got their hit.
Yeah.
Now 6 years ago, I think.
Steven Matt's a big hitter too. Of course, when in his first start, his rookie season, he went like 3 for 4 or something. Had that huge double. But deGrom quickly pops out to the catcher, and now Rosario up at the plate.
This is Rosario's third year, right? Second, 2.5.
No, I think this is his fourth. Because he's had 2 full seasons, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, bomb by Rosario if that stays fair.
Okay, so that was foul.
They quickly got rid of that animation for us, but he hit all of that ball.
But
and then just lets the curveball go right in.
Definitely us being at the stadium, we should have been able to tell that it was going foul, but, you know, would have been nice to see. He took one look and...
Yeah.
That's a backwards K, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you decide to start keeping score, Brad.
That'll
bring J.D. Davis back up to the plate again. Oh my goodness.
That was a liner.
So J.D. Davis's first hit of the season.
The Mets' first hit, too?
No.
Oh. Remember, I'm keeping score in my head, so I want to know.
McNeil got a hit.
You're right.
We had that whole discussion about how he's great at hitting the first pitch. And
just like that, he'll be
back. I'm not sure how I feel about J.D. Davis batting second, to be honest with you.
That's an interesting call. You're right.
I really enjoyed last season being McNeil, Alonso, Conforto, 1, 2, 3.
That's true.
But they essentially have the same lineup going.
Now, Mr. Met looks a little different this year, if you saw that.
Yeah, I think he's just on a diet.
But it was his face. Maybe his face is changing. Okay. That's interesting.
But McNeil batting 1,000 for the season.
Trying to keep that alive. You see Max Scherzer's 2 eyes. It's definitely a focus for this game.
Max Scherzer's getting a little up there in the pitch count, too.
39.
After his sort of dominance in the first inning, you didn't think he'd be this high in the pitch count. But
well, no, I think the first inning he did have a lot of pitches. I think you're talking about the second inning.
Yeah, sorry, the second inning.
Yeah.
But regardless, the 1-1 pitch inside. I'm not sure how deGrom made it. How did McNeil get to that pitch?
Now he's still batting 1,000.
Still batting 1,000 as that throw goes in wild, but Scherzer there to cut it off. So the Mets making some noise here in the bottom of the third with a little dink of a hit by Jeff McNeil and a much better hit by J.D. Davis. But first and second here with none other than Polar Bear Pete Alonso.
Better get ready for his home run call. I think you're going to get introduced to it.
That change up in the zone. He walked in his first plate appearance. He was not batting 200.
I don't know. Yeah, I saw that before too. I don't know where those stats
Maybe
are
we missed
coming
something,
from.
But 0-1 pitch here. Inside.
Do you think it's possible they're showing the stats against Scherzer?
I don't think so, because he said earlier that he struggled a lot against him. But I think it was like 2 for 23 or something. Ooh, that one's low, and Pete Alonso was way out in front.
Something you got to watch for Pete Alonso, not going out of the zone. Coming off a season with all his home runs, he's going to be home run happy again.
Yeah, that's just the type of hitter he is too, right? Like, he's going to strike out a lot, even though he didn't have that.
You don't want to get too much of a free swinger.
Yeah. But 1-2 pitch here. Big pitch. Alonso rockets that one, but that one will go foul. So the 1-2 pitch here again.
You can see the fans getting excited. They're expecting something big.
A little dribbler off to the right, behind the plate. For the third time now, 1-2 pitch. That one's outside, but Pete Alonso went chasing.
He's not happy about it either.
No,
you can
so
tell.
the Mets will strand 2 here in the bottom of the third, but if you want to look for the positives from the Mets, Scherzer definitely does not look invincible.
They also tied it in the hit column, so that's something to keep in mind.
That is what you look for. So here in the top of the fourth inning, as deGrom has definitely started to, catch his stride.
Our sideline reporter.
How do you want me? We'll probably cut that out.
Yeah.
Ryan Zimmerman on the sideline, but I'm pretty sure it won't be him up at the plate.
Maybe they're just showing that.
Yeah.
Who's the
Davey Martinez, obviously.
Right, as we did our research before this. Who's up? Juan Soto?
Mm-hmm.
Juan Soto. Starting at 50 pitches in the fourth inning. Not as bad as you might expect after coming off a 20-pitch first inning.
I believe that's right where Max Scherzer is, too, at this point.
I think Max Scherzer is a little lower, but estimation, sure.
Well, here's Jacob deGrom's pitch. Fouled off by Juan Soto. One of these years, Juan Soto is just going to have a crazy season. It's not necessarily the most astute observation because he's obviously a good player, but, even though people talk so highly of him, I feel like he's still been a little underrated, kind of. If you think about the star hitters in the National League, right, it's like Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich, and, now Pete Alonso, too.
Yeah.
But Juan Soto is...
I think part of it was because
special.
Anthony Rendon was having such a crazy season last year.
He did have a crazy season, too, yeah. Of course, now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Definitely something to keep in mind, depending on how the Nationals play this season.
Because now it's Juan Soto's team, right? First it was Bryce Harper's team, then it was Anthony Rendon's team. I don't think people were necessarily expecting it to be Anthony Rendon's team last year, but...
Yeah.
And just like that, he crushed that ball. And another solo home run given up by Jacob deGrom.
Gee, man.
Definitely not what the Citi Field crowd was looking for, and deGrom was not looking for it either, as you can see his frustration on the mound. But
that was a quick runaround by Juan Soto there.
Maybe I was hyping him up too much for the Mets fans, but...
I don't think you are. I think it's just sometimes you struggle.
Well, I was hyping up Juan Soto. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
Jinxed it for the Mets fans a little bit.
That is interesting. 108 miles.
That's not even that fast. deGrom probably threw it 95 or something. So.
That's true, coming off the bat.
So Eric Thames, who had a single his first at-bat, he's definitely a power threat, so hope to see deGrom keep it low in the zone.
You got to be a fan of his beard, right?
Okay, here's another weird thing. You see in 2019 it said his average was 200, too.
You got to keep that in mind. I did see Adam Eaton's 2019 average, and it was 233, so I don't think they're just, giving everyone the same.
I don't know about that.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Still no outs here.
57 pitches.
Top of the fourth.
Oh, boy.
With the way deGrom's pitching so far, we might be seeing some of the Mets' slightly restructured bullpen that you've heard so much about in the offseason. Of course, the acquisition of Dylan Betances on Christmas Day.
It was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Good recall there.
Seth Lugo, of course, back. Edwin Diaz back, looking to have a bounce-back season.
Jerry Familia also bounce back, hopefully.
What is he?
That was...
Oh, he walked.
Oh, that was a
We
ball.
weren't paying attention.
They did it. That's a similar... Jacob deGrom has some weird ways of showing frustration and excitement. They seem to be the same thing.
But that'll bring Kurt Suzuki up to the plate, who struck out in the first inning.
I don't remember Kurt Suzuki having a mustache.
He grew it over the offseason.
Probably. Strike right down the middle.
Yeah. Suzuki has all sorts of problems with deGrom.
That's a fly out.
Would not be a problem for Conforto in right field. He guns it back to McNeil for the
Probably
cutoff.
hurt Jeff McNeil's hand. I don't know if you want to be doing that.
So they'll bring Cabrera back onto the plate. Struck out on the second.
How old is old Cabrera?
Probably like 35 or something.
I was going to say that.
Remember how funny he was on the Mets? It was crazy how, like, in 2016, 2017, he was essentially the best player on the Mets.
Yeah.
You just don't really think about it.
Their offense has had some type of renovation.
Yeah.
I mean, this season for the Mets, it's mainly good. I mean, pitching definitely obviously is a big factor, but their offense for the first time in a while is something to look at.
Yeah. I mean, the news coming out a couple days ago with Noah Syndergaard having to undergo Tommy John surgery. He'll actually be going through the Tommy John surgery today when this comes out, and Cabrera shoots it. That'll go foul. We'll have to decide whether or not Syndergaard will get the second start of this series, or if we're going to play him as being out too.
Yeah, I was going to say what's odd is you might see Noah Syndergaard back the next game, which is a quick recovery time, but We'll see how we play this.
That one will be foul too, as Cabrera is
getting this pitch count up. Let's say 69.
Yeah.
Oh my. That 70 pitches with one out in the fourth. I don't know who's their long man in the bullpen.
Paul Sewald probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, their bullpen, as we were talking about before, consists of Paul Sewald, Brad Brock, Edwin Diaz, Jairus Familia.
You got to keep in mind though, with the first game of the season, there's always an off day, so I don't think Rojas will be scared to use some of those bullpen arms.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Just past the glove of J.D. Davis at third. Cespedes with a strong arm, though. But yeah, just so we can stop talking about this, their full bullpen, right, is Paul Sewald, Brad Brock, is, what's his name?
I was just going to say their pitching coach, so we didn't have to...
But it's the guy Jeremy Hefner, right?
Oh, right, they did bring him back.
Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Paul Sewald, Brad Brock, Jairus Familia, Edwin Diaz, Justin Wilson, Dylan Betances, Seth Lugo.
Did you say Familia?
Oh, you know who I don't even know if they have in the game right now? Rob Gesellman. I haven't seen him.
By game, what do you mean?
Sorry, I didn't see him on the bullpen listing.
Yeah, right.
Strong pitch by deGrom there. I'm not sure what Jeremy Hefner had to say, but it may have worked.
May have.
So 0-2 pitch here, Ryan Zimmerman. Try to get him chasing on that slider. Zimmerman did not bite. So 1-2 pitch here. That's a strike. Not sure what Zimmerman was looking for, but he just sat on that fastball.
As I've been commenting about appearances, you might be seeing the Nike logo on these jerseys. A new edition. What was it last year?
What was that?
What was the symbol? It wasn't Nike last year, right?
They just didn't have a symbol on the jerseys like
No,
that.
but like who
Is it Majestic?
maybe. Max Scherzer's back up. 202, and I think you might be right.
I'm on something, but deGrom should be pitching strikes to Max Scherzer and just get himself out of this inning.
Yeah, maybe.
Might only have one more inning left in him at this point, but Max Scherzer just swings through that fastball.
Well, let's say he gets out of this inning with 82 pitches. I think maybe they could get him definitely through the fifth, but I don't know.
Fouled off to the left side by Scherzer. 1-2 pitch here coming as deGrom will just get himself to 80 pitches. That's called strike 3. So deGrom struggling a little bit, but he's got his strikeouts as we see a replay of Juan Soto's solo home run to start the inning.
If you can keep it to 2 runs, that's deficit won't be hard for the Mets to try and come back.
Obviously, it's not that big of a deficit, but you can obviously see something's off with deGrom right now.
Definitely true.
Now I'll bring up Mike Conforto.
Little scooter action, right?
Yeah. He's in a contract year, correct? So.
Conforto?
Yeah, isn't he?
I didn't even know that.
Is it a contract
Or is it arbitration?
I'm not sure. We'll have to get some research going on that and get back to you.
Conforto came
but I know
up
that in this offseason, there was, in 2015, he came up, obviously.
Yeah.
But there was definitely discussions this offseason about if he would be extending.
I think
his agent, Scott Boras, of course. Maybe they wanted to get a deal done before it would be a distraction, the free agency.
Because he came up the same year as Noah Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard is arbitration eligible another year, so I think he's still arbitration eligible.
Noah Syndergaard came up in 2015?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I think you're wrong. Because Steven Matz was a rookie in 2015. I remember that was a big deal that he was going to be pitching in the World Series and stuff as a rookie.
Yeah, you are right. Never mind.
So, but if... Yeah, we'll
so you might be right.
But
Noah Syndergaard's older than Steven Matz.
Yeah.
So I don't think Conforto
Steven Matz and Conforto are the same year, so Conforto probably has another year after this.
Cespedes is in contract year, but we'll talk about that later.
But Conforto draws the leadoff walk to bring Wilson Ramos to the plate. I think we got cut off a little bit because he hit that shot to first to Ryan Zimmerman, but Wilson Ramos really just had a great season last year.
Yeah. Underrated, too.
Yeah. And he's not known as a home run hitter, right? Despite his nickname of the Bull and, like, obviously having a big build at the plate.
Mm-hmm.
But he was even hitting home runs last season, too.
Yeah.
So... 1-1 pitch. Conforto on first. Wilson Ramos takes low. 2-1.
You notice some signs. I'm trying to look up Wilson Ramos' stats to see how many home runs his maximum has ever been.
It's just like if he could play any other position, it would be great, right? Because he's not a great catcher. People didn't seem to like catching him or like pitching to him. But as slow-footed as he is, you can't really put him anywhere else. And I guess he's strong enough to be catching all the time, right? He didn't really have any injury woes there.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's got those big legs, big thighs.
Of course, though, the Mets haven't had an offensive hitting catcher like this in so long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Travis d'Arnaud was supposed to be that person. I remember when he was first coming up, I was like, wow, I barely remember Mike Piazza because I was so young, and now this will finally be my opportunity to have a cool catcher. I mean, I was a huge Josh Tolley fan, of course.
You were definitely hung up on Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah. Long
after anyone was still hoping for him to be something.
Yeah.
Similar to Kirk Nieuwenhuis.
Yeah, big Kirk Nieuwenhuis fan. La Potencia up at the plate again. And that is taken for a ball upstairs.
$60 pitches. Pretty good for Scherzer.
1-1. A little bit early on the changeup.
Once again, you also have to mention you're not expecting pitchers to go too far into games on opening day because you don't want to stretch them out too much.
So that's what dribbles that up. Could be a double play. Over to Kendrick at second and on to Zimmerman for the double play.
Damn. That was a nice turn.
Yeah. There you see it again. Cabrera. Was I right with Kendrick? Yes, I was. Kendrick over to Ryan Zimmerman.
They got an old lineup. Cabrera, Kendrick, and...
Yeah, especially in the infield, too. Like, no one's really that athletic besides Trey Turner.
They also have like an old and young lineup combined because a lot of their players are young.
There's that 200 average again.
Yeah, that's weird.
We'll have to get the statisticians on that. Figure out what's going on.
Mark Johnson's our statistician.
Slider outside. This will probably be deGrom's last inning of work. I can't imagine they'd push him to over 100 pitches opening day.
Opening day, yeah.
And Trey Turner smokes that one. We'll see if that stays fair. Just
as
foul.
You can tell again, foul.
One-on-one pitch. Dribbled off to the right side. So, Brian, way too early predictions. How many home runs does Pete Alonso have this season?
You know, I've been reading some articles about Pete Alonso and stuff. I don't want to go too high because then I'll just get disappointed. I'm going to say at least 40 home runs if there's no injuries.
Yeah, I was going to guess 45.
Yeah.
it was great that he got the 53 home runs, but that's obviously
Not
not like as a
necessary.
sustainable thing or something necessary.
And like obviously his
deGrom strikes out Trey Turner. It's a huge strikeout there.
his average was 260 last year. So I'm talking about Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
So if you could get that up like 280, that would make him like really elite.
Yeah.
But you got to watch out for the sophomore slump, as that is a thing that could happen.
Yeah. Who do you think will have the highest batting average on the Mets?
Good question. I really...
As Adam Eaton skies that into right field, Jeff McNeil will call off Conforto for the second out.
We're talking no injuries, right?
No injuries, yeah.
I'm going to say Jeff McNeil.
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy call,
Yeah.
right? Like, he had an average well above anyone else on the team. I'd actually like to see how Conforto can do this season.
Yeah.
And I feel like he gets into these grooves, right, where he just, like, is almost unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, he also gets in those slumps. So, what am I really saying? Nothing in particular. But I just feel like if anyone on the team has the potential to beat up McNeil, it would be Conforto.
Yeah. I think Conforto... Oh,
Kendrick
no.
skies that deGrom is getting rocked on some of these.
Damn.
But that'll be a home run by Howie Kendrick as he'll circle the bases pretty slowly as deGrom has given up 3 solo home runs here in his opening day start.
Yeah. Not a good start for him.
Nope.
90 pitches. I wonder who they're... It would be interesting if we could see who's getting up in the bullpen.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk to him. Will be the show about that. You can see that's a shot.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? We were talking about Conforto. Yeah, I think Conforto has a chance to have like a really good season. I think, like I said earlier, he was underrated last year, and I think coming off that season, he could take it even a higher step.
I agree completely. So here's Juan Soto, one of the other people who homered for the Nationals so far today.
Well, I'll let you do this call.
0-1 pitch. Change up outside.
If you look
there we go. Yours Familia.
I guess
Justin
they heard
Wilson
me.
Warming up in the bullpen for the Mets.
Yeah. But I was... okay. Say this call again, and then I'll try and talk.
Sorry that baseball's getting in the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was...
good old umpire.
all right. I'll just wait to the middle innings. That was a nice pitch.
Strike swinging by Juan Soto.
2-2, 94 pitches. Definitely going to be... Oh,
Ooh,
that's I guess a nice way to end the game. I wonder how many
Not
strikeouts...
really the game,
right, for...
probably Jacob deGrom's
Yeah,
game.
that's what I was referring to. But let me talk. So, what was I saying? I think Conforto... I know I already said that. Now I'm getting flustered. I don't know. Let's just keep this going.
Yeah, performance anxiety, it's fine, Brian.
I don't know if it's performance anxiety. I just kind of forgot.
We got our sideline reporter again.
Yeah.
We'll see if we filter her out again. But now here's Yoenis Cespedes.
Getting warm.
But I don't think he's up.
I think they're doing the thing again.
Yeah, because
Luis Rojas.
Didn't he get the last out?
I think he might be.
Oh, Wilson Ramos got an out, right?
Yeah. Wait. Why are they showing him?
Nice. 200 batting average for Jake Marisnick, of course.
I think those are all the same stats that they've been showing. 246. I'm sure that's.
All right. Well, Jake Marisnick struck out on 3 pitches.
Mark Johnson's struggling to start the season.
He'll get going. Don't worry.
Think so. Maybe an early fire. Does Jake Marisnick rock long hair?
Looks like it.
Nine. What is he up to? 63 pitches?
Jake Marisnick would now have to be pretty skilled to strike out on 3 pitches on this at bat. 1-0 count. Right down the middle as he fouls it back. Jake Marisnick batting in the 8th hole.
I think so.
Get on base. Pinch hitter for deGrom.
Who do you think the pinch hitter is going to be? You know, us being at the field and everything, we should be able to see the...
Yeah, but on the bench, of course, this season the Mets got Matt Adams, who was
big home run
essentially
hitter.
their
But he's probably not going to come in here.
main off-season signing, right?
Offensive.
Eduardo Nunez.
Marisnick strikes out. Did he strike out the last at bat too?
Yeah, remember 3 pitches.
Right. Oh, Robbie Cano. You see, this is what we were talking about. That's an interesting call with him coming off the bench in a 3-0 game. You probably would want to keep him with runners on, right?
They might do a double switch here. We'll see.
For J.D. Davis.
Well, no, that wouldn't make sense because J.D. Davis is batting second, so that's not much of a...
You're onto something.
But he could get up this inning, so we'll see.
Yeah. Robbie Cano might be stuck on the bench then.
Skies that one.
That looked better off the bat than it was. That'd be
Eric
catches.
Thames.
That's Thames?
Yeah.
He plays outfield?
Yeah.
Wow. Versatile. Med Rosario, 2 strikeouts today, looking to
but as you'll recall,
get off the
Rosario had
schneid,
that,
as they say.
Big foul ball
Right.
in left field, so try and
Showing
shift
some
it over
power,
a couple
right?
feet to step at.
Med Rosario will be interesting to see this season, for sure, if he can continue his second half hot streak. A lot of people are expecting him to be able to do that.
Scherzer with the pitch. Rosario dribbles it down the third bay line. Is that they call it fair?
Fair ball.
Rosario hustling for second. Like to see the replay there. What happened?
That was odd with Cabrera. He seemed to just let it go by.
Yeah, I think Cabrera was hoping it would go foul.
That's interesting.
So just let it go foul, but it seems like it just bounced right over the bag. So
right, Davis is
just like this.
Could get a runner in. Mr. Met out there.
Mr. Met again.
As you can see, the netting has been extended. I don't know, has it been... Oh, wow, his face is looking different, though. Has the net been extended that long last year?
No, it's also higher.
Right.
Too. Jake Davis up the plate. Takes the ball high and outside.
You thinking Scherzer's getting tired?
I don't know about tired as much as this is just his first time dealing with pressure. That one's low.
2-0. Davis looking to get it to 3-2. That would be nice to see.
I'd also just accept a single here, though, to get a run in.
Keep the ducks on the pond, as they say.
You think Davis has the green light here with Jeff McNeil on deck?
I'd say so. No.
They'll probably have him taking one pitch.
Taking one, get it 3-1. That's still a good count.
Yeah.
Want to see how Luis Rojas plays these things, if he's aggressive or not.
Yeah.
All right, that would have been ball 4.
four.
I guess J.D. Davis doesn't care.
3-1 pitch yet again.
Oh. Gee.
I guess it was a little bit early on that one as he brings it to a full count. 2 outs here.
Gotta hope he doesn't strike out. That would be disappointing.
Gotta see the ball in play.
All right.
Dribbles it right up first base. J.D. Davis, not a
It's kinda
speedy runner,
slow.
but he might get there. And he gets just out.
That's a sad way to end that inning.
Yeah. J.D. Davis not known as much of a ground ball hitter.
I think Max Scherzer's 2 colored eyes are really confusing the Mets today.
But yeah, he's getting up there in the pitch count. I think he's right about 80 pitches now. So
I think he's at 75, actually.
I guess we'll have to pay attention. But Justin Wilson.
Justin Wilson is stretching out on the mound. You'd think he'd already be stretched.
Okay, weird criticism, but fine. Justin Wilson, you see there, ERA under 3. He was injured last season for a bunch of the year, but...
No, they signed him halfway through the season, I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Yeah, Justin Wilson.
Nope.
The Cubs cut him.
Nope.
Who am I thinking?
Definitely wrong. You're thinking of Brad Brock, and I don't even know if that was the Cubs. But Justin Wilson, they signed in the offseason.
Are you sure?
100%. Are you thinking of Luis Avilan? They also signed
him
in
not
the beginning of the season.
Justin Wilson.
But when he was playing last season, he was really good. That's essentially what my point was supposed to be.
Scott, I think you might be wrong. Let's check it out.
Ball down below the knees.
All right, so he did play on the Cubs in 2018. Scott might be right in this case that they did sign him in the offseason, but I really
Brad Brock was definitely in the middle of the season, I can tell you that.
Do you think it's
they
Brad
signed him and Joe Paddock around the same time? And honestly, sad to see Joe Paddock not on the team this year. That ball will probably carry into the stands. Didn't carry into the stands.
Joe Paddock, famously a Yonkers native.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, a town in Westchester County, right outside of New York City. Justin Wilson, first Batter faced.
Brad Brock was on the Cubs last season.
Cubs. So I'll give you that. I was right about Justin Wilson being an off-season signing, but wrong that Brad Brock was not on the Cubs. So.
Oh, what team did you think he was?
I just said I wasn't even sure if he was on the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
If you saw that flash, Paul Sewald up in the bullpen too now.
Kurt Suzuki 0 for 2. He had a good season last year for how old he is. 13 home runs. I don't know how many RBIs.
How old is he, Brian?
Oh, that's a
I'll
shot.
sock that one, but Jake Merzick, looking.
Well, that's great.
Another solo home run.
You know, the Mets are known for being good on opening day, but this has not been good so far.
Yeah, I think, actually, now that you bring it up, I'm not sure about the exact stats, but I think they have the best winning record on opening day.
I'm pretty sure you're correct. So that's 4 home runs for their 4 runs?
Yep, 4 solo home runs.
Damn. No, it's odd. I'm not seeing the M&M corner.
No sponsorships here, Brad.
Oh.
So 1 out, 4-0 Nationals. Struble Cabrera.
I don't know
Switch hitter.
if you're seeing this, but you said no ads, but I'm seeing a bunch of MLB The Show things, so that's kind of like an ad.
That's okay. They're providing us.
MLBshop.com.
If they want to provide us with this experience, they can have free ads.
That's a good point. Upstairs.
2-0.
You think they're looking to get Justin Wilson through a couple innings?
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see from Justin Wilson. So Justin Wilson to Cabrera 2-0. Strike right down the middle. Cabrera just was a little late on it.
Cabrera, switch hitter.
I already said that, Brian.
When did you say that?
Just before.
Really?
Yeah. 2-2. I'm pretty happy for Cabrera, honestly, that he won a championship last year.
Yeah, I guess.
Good for him.
Just kind of annoyed that it was the Nationals.
Can Pete Alonso get there? Nope. But
How about
2-2 pitch as Justin Wilson looks to get out of the top of the 6th inning. And that
Another
will be
foul
another
ball.
foul ball.
Inside.
Just inside. Bring the count full.
Seeing a full house at Citi Field. I know he mentioned that, but it's a nice view.
Payoff pitch. Taken upstairs.
Oh
ball
my
4.
god. That is not what you want. What was he up on that at bat? 1 and 2?
Yeah, I think so. No, he was not up. He had 2-0 count.
Alright, so that's not bad then.
Ryan Zimmerman here. 1 for 3 in the game so far, I think. He'll sky that one foul.
Ryan's tall.
That one catches a little bit of the inside part of the plate.
17
0-2.
pitches.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about pitch counts for relievers, though, Brad.
I mean, it's true, but if you want to keep him in for more than an inning, you don't want a reliever going that high.
I don't think they'll be pitching it for more
You
than
don't
an
think
inning.
so?
No.
Oh, he hasn't played that well, so probably not.
Up and
Jeez,
in.
man. He might not even make it through this inning.
I think he will. Bold prediction.
Yes.
2-2 pitch here.
Gee,
Inside.
man. I'm going to have to talk to Justin
Max
Wilson after
Scherzer
this game.
staying in the game as you see him on deck. I wonder if Zimmerman gets on deck if they'll take him out. But
I don't think so. They're up 4-0.
yeah.
He has like 75 pitches.
Over to second,
Oh,
but
my
past
Lord.
Jeff McNeil. Cabrera will hold up at second. Merzick tosses it in to Rosario. See it right again. Just past Jeff McNeil. McNeil was kind of leaning the other way, so nothing couldn't really get to that ball.
Yeah.
But we'll have Scherzer here to see what he's doing up at the plate.
I feel like he's going to be bunting.
No, he'll be swinging.
This is odd. Why
is
wouldn't
this
he
odd?
bunt?
To get to second and third with 2 outs.
Yeah. With Trey Turner coming out?
I guess the thing is, though, they already have a runner in scoring position, right? So
I don't know if that's a strong argument.
I think it's a fine argument, though.
I don't know.
They also don't necessarily have the most speedy runners at the plate, right, on the bases right
That's a
now.
good
So
point.
Justin Wilson is just having a mess of a time.
Not
Started off the inning strong with a strikeout, but he is definitely having some issues at this point.
24 pitches, keep that in mind. Ooh,
Route to
double play
Wilson,
opportunity.
to second Rosario.
You see, that's what you didn't want. You could have bunted
Second time in
there.
a row, Scherzer had runners on the base paths with one out, but they decided to let him hit, and
There's Kurt
double play.
Suzuki's home run, though.
see those Nationals hats on the scoreboard?
That's interesting.
I've never really seen those before.
Yeah, I don't know what those are from. Jeff McNeil's trying to start something for the Mets.
2 for 2, as you see there, but you see, batting .256 in 2019, so I don't know why
Where
some
are they
batters
getting
have
these
different.
stats from? Mark Johnson, man.
I'd like to see the Mets put some pressure on Scherzer here and knock him out.
That would be a
of
good
the
one.
inning. 1-0 pitch to McNeil. Swings on that one, but way early on the changeup.
Speaking about knocking Max Scherzer out, if you remember last year, the Nationals bullpen was probably one of their biggest flaws, till at least the postseason when it kind of played really
Came
well
together, yeah.
with
And this
Daniel
year-
Hudson. I don't know if they
Yeah.
still have Daniel Hudson.
They do.
Damn.
And I think they re-signed him this offseason. They also signed Will Smith,
That's
a
a big
reliever
player.
that many Mets fans wanted them to sign.
Yeah,
Honestly, got
Dylan Betances.
who could be argued one of the best relievers on the market.
Yeah.
As McNeil strikes out looking, not something you see often. But
Yeah,
that'll bring Alonso up to the plate.
with no runners on.
No
I
one
think
on.
he's going for home run number 1 here.
I'd say so. Gets something started for the Mets here.
Yeah.
Alonso chops that fastball back.
What was his stats that they were
2 for 13 against Scherzer.
Not that great. Not terrible, though.
Alonso down to third. Difficult chopper for Cabrera, but he's got it. Tosses it over to
Ooh,
first.
he almost-
Ryan Zimmerman just stays on the bag there.
Yeah.
So just like that, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
84 pitches.
Yeah. Before looking to start something here with 2 outs, swings over that changeup. 0-1.
85 pitches. 86 pitches.
Now he swings under the cutter. 0-2 here to Conforto.
Oh, wait.
Just gets a piece
Foul
of that.
ball, foul ball.
You know what I think is one of the best things to see when Conforto does that big pull home run where he just like brings the bat back to his shoulders. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
We'll see if he can get one of those.
It's also
right
nice
here.
to see him go the other way, too.
Yep, I guess so.
Oh, that's what he was.
Even at 2-2.
That's what's kind of kept his average down. Is he kind of went away from going the other way and just trying to hit a lot more home
but
runs.
Conforto's pretty much like a pure pull hitter.
But he used to not be. That used to be his thing. He used to be a really good, like, just getting on base and stuff like that. But he did have a great season
Back
last
when
year.
he was at Oregon State.
Yeah, and when he was coming up through the Met system.
Yeah.
Good recall with Oregon State, though.
Yep. Almost said University of Oregon, but then I remembered
Damn,
it was the orange one.
that's the
not
Cornell
green one.
education right there.
3-2 here as Conforto does, the friendly citizen thing and tosses the ball back to Scherzer.
I don't think he was tossing the ball. I think he was getting
But
some
you see,
dirt.
just this at bat, Conforto got Scherzer over to 90
Maybe
pitches,
so.
which is big. That one's just
Yeah,
outside.
I don't know if Scherzer's gonna-
This might be Scherzer's last
With
inning.
Wilson Ramos coming up.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he's
no,
staying in for this.
you think
bat.
so?
Yeah, definitely.
I think if Wilson Ramos gets on, he could be out of it.
We'll see.
I don't
Scherzer
know.
pacing the mound.
He's looking a little tired, a little angry.
Probably a
or
little
something.
fatigued, yeah. Well, here comes Wilson Ramos to the plate. No hits for him yet. Maybe we'll see one of those big home runs we were talking about earlier.
I think he had 14 home runs last year. Pretty good for him.
Yeah.
People expected more home runs, which I don't know why, but
That one's low. Almost the same exact location, but a couple inches lower. So 1-1 here to Ramos. Conforto on first with his second walk of the game. That one again.
low.
Scherzer's staying low.
Maybe he's going to go with a high ball here to change the eye level, you think?
I guess we'll see. But Scherzer approaching 100 pitches. 2-1 count to Ramos. 4-0 Nationals. And that one's high.
You got to keep in mind that he has 2 different colored eyes, which is definitely.
I don't want to
something.
hear that again for the rest of the game, please, Brian. I'll be more than happy when Scherzer leaves. 2-2 pitch way high.
Oh,
Easy take there for
I
Ramos.
think Wilson Ramos should try and get on base here.
Yeah, walk would be big with Cespedes coming up on deck. Payoff pitch. Outside, and Ramos holds
take.
his swing. Back-to-back walks for Scherzer,
Think
and
he's
at this
staying
point
in?
I would...
Take him out, right?
Not sure about taking out, but this is definitely his
But for
last
sure,
batter, if anything.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But this might be the gift that looks like Scherzer's staying in, and this might be the gift that the Mets needed. 2 runners on base for Cespedes.
Scherzer looking tired.
99 pitches.
See how this goes.
Cespedes up at the plate. First pitch to him.
Strike.
Gets the inside part of the plate. 1-0. See, 23 pitches this inning for Scherzer.
10 balls.
Definitely the hardest inning so far for him. 0-1 pitch to Cespedes coming now. He rocks that one. If that one
Stayed
stays
fair.
that's gone. But that one will be found. I didn't even see the ball once in that 0-2 pitch. And
All right, so that's definitely sad.
Well, regardless, on that foul ball, you saw Cespedes' raw power.
Oh,
Cespedes almost made this a very close ball game again as we head into the top of the 7th.
damn, that was a sad inning. But Max Scherzer's out of the game. See who they bring in.
Technically, we don't know that. It looks like Luis Rojas will be potentially doing a double switch here.
I think so. I think that's what he's motioning to home plate umpire
We'll see who's coming in.
Mark Gulligan.
Paul Sewald for the Mets.
What's his ERA last year? 4.58.
4.58, yeah.
Not the greatest, but
Not the greatest, but I feel like Paul Sewald, right, like still a developing player last season.
you could say that. Trey Turner.
We'll have to figure out who they double switched for. Didn't get that information to the booth yet, but
I guess not.
first pitch from Sewald on this season. Strike.
You know, you might be saying to yourself, Scott and Brian, why don't you look at the screen, the scoreboard, to see who they did a double switch with, but we don't have that facility to do that.
Yeah. Only SNY gets the good booths in the stadium. We're in
Right.
the parking lot. So Familia's still warming up there, and Mr. Brad Brock, Mr. Cubby.
We got the highway behind us. Paul Sewald does not have 2 different colored eyes, if anyone was wondering.
Trey Turner will sky that one out to center. Shouldn't be a problem, but for Jake Marisnik. Catches the ball for the first
Oh,
down.
he did a little Cespedes throw underhand.
Yes, he did.
I see a lot of players do that, so maybe it's not just a Cespedes thing.
As we'll see a replay here of the first thing out of Needham's home run.
It's Jacob deGrom.
Really started Jacob deGrom's poor outing right there.
Probably a big loss of confidence for him.
So here's Adam Eden. Paul Sewald starts the at-bat. That could have been a strike.
Could have been a strike.
Yeah.
Not getting a lot of help from Mark Gulligan.
You can see Paul Sewald's not happy either.
He doesn't want to get kicked out on first game. 4 pitches, keep that in mind.
I think they took out Cespedes for the
Uh,
double switch. Maybe
well-
it just wasn't a double switch. We'll have to tell. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Joe Panic on Toronto on the bottom of the screen. That one.
You're getting a lot up the middle for the Nationals.
So Adam Eden keeps on raking against the Mets, especially here on opening day.
Mm.
So I'll bring Howie Kendrick, another batter. So 2, 3, 4, all out home runs. Wait, is Kurt Suzuki batting 5th for them? Did 2, 3, 4, 5 have the 4 home runs?
That would be a high place to have Kurt Suzuki, but maybe.
Kurt Suzuki's not too shabby there, you know. And like, of course,
Offensively wise, he's not the greatest, though, for a 5th hole hitter.
they have a pretty good 1-2 catcher set up here for the Washington Nationals, though, right? Jan Gomes is the backup, who I feel like a couple years ago he was a pretty coveted free agent. So.
Good point.
Oh, they took out Wilson Ramos.
Ooh.
I believe that's Tomas Nido behind the plate now.
Interesting call.
Did you like that pronunciation, Tomas?
That was nice with the.
Can we get another double play here? Rosario over to first for third double play of the game for the Mets.
You probably heard Scott's 6 years of Spanish in that Tomas Nido call.
I'm not sure what nationality Tomas Nido is, though.
But with the little accent mark, that definitely
Right.
comes.
I
from
don't
your
think
Spanish
he spells it with an H.
Yeah, it's Tomas.
With an accent mark over the O.
A.
Scherzer is still in.
That is crazy for
This
opening
does
day.
not seem like a great decision,
Looking to
especially
get
with
him
how much
injured.
he was laboring.
I mean,
last
Max
day.
Scherzer is known for going long into games, but for opening day, that's a
And he did not have an easy inning.
Yeah.
Last inning either.
interesting call.
Jake Marisnick. Foul.
Jake Marisnick looking to not have 3 strikeouts.
1-1 pitch. Fouls that one off.
4
too.
strikeouts is a golden sombrero, right?
I believe so.
What's 3 strikeouts?
I
Anything?
don't think that's anything. That's just a bad game. 1-2 pitch. A
Okay.
little high.
I don't know what their plan is with Scherzer.
I mean, they can't
Bring
be
him
doing
through the
more than this.
7th?
I think if he gets into any trouble here in this inning, he's out. But and just like that, Jake Marisnick strikes out on Slatter.
But even let's say he gets 3, he's still going to be at 115. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting plan by Nationals manager.
Davey
Gonna act like
Martinez.
Davey Martinez.
Davey Martinez is a World Series champion at this point, Brian. You gotta
Yeah,
know
you
his
gotta
name.
respect him a little bit more.
And just like that, here's Tomas Nido, courtesy of the double switch.
Interesting play here because their 8-9 hitters are not.
There it goes. You can't see the accent mark right there, but definitely a Tomas.
Maybe we'll just add it in on when we're
A
editing.
friendly edit.
Yeah. Even
Alright,
though we don't
think about
edit, right? This is live.
That's true, but on like replays and stuff.
Right.
Still make that. 1-1 pitch here to the not very offensive-minded
Ooh.
Tomas
Oh,
Nido.
I thought he was gonna.
Grounds it out right to Zimmerman at first. So I'll bring Ahmed Rosario to the plate. We had that double in the 5th inning.
Max Scherzer kind of
He's
making
rolling.
us seem stupid. Could have been a
Yeah,
trade.
Rosario could definitely take a couple pitches of here, just make sure that they won't have to go against Scherzer anymore. But
This has to be his last.
1-0 pitch. Change up. In the zone. 1-1. Comes the pitch. Rosario shoots it down third baseline, but that'll go foul. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. That one was
Dang.
outside the whole time. Don't know what.
Matt Rosario
Rosario
is a
got
free
tricked out.
swinger. Just something he got. He has to look to change this season.
So
Max
that
Scherzer
must
jumps over
be
the line.
Max Scherzer's game. We said that last inning.
Good game for
Say it
him.
again. But yeah, Max Scherzer honestly had one of those classic Jacob deGrom games that he's been known to have over the past couple years, where like he did not have his best stuff,
Mm.
but he still gets through it. Right.
Yeah.
So
I
hats
mean-
off to Max Scherzer on a great game. Paul
You-
Sewald's still in for the Mets.
You could even argue that Jacob deGrom had one of his classic Jacob deGrom's games. Even though he didn't make it far through, he kept it to 3 runs.
I feel like that's not what Jacob deGrom is known to do, Brown.
No. Like, he didn't have his best stuff, but he was able to keep the game still
Within
manageable.
distance,
Yeah.
sure, but I feel like even when he doesn't have his best stuff, like he still doesn't give up a run. You know.
Well, let's
Like-
take it back to like 2015, 2016 Jacob deGrom. He would have those games where, remember against the Dodgers postseason, he didn't have his best
So,
stuff and gave up 2
are-
runs.
Are you trying to argue right now that Jacob deGrom is performing like he did before his Cy Young seasons? Because that's kind of sad.
Still good though.
It's still good. Rookie of the year stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Soto grounds down to Rosario at short. Over to Alonso at first, just gets him.
I think that was Rosario's first chance in the field. Nice to see he doesn't make an error.
Well,
Big problem for him last year.
he did turn a couple double plays, but
No, we're not
Um,
remembering that.
also, like, he just had to catch the ball in those and throw it. So.
That's true.
A little bit different, but yes, as you alluded to, Rosario did have some issues fielding last year. So we'll see if he can change that this season. But in the second half, he was doing pretty okay anyway.
Yeah, Paul Sewald's still in.
Inside the corner right there for a second strike. So 1-2 to Eric Thames. Got
That
him
was
swinging.
an interesting thing to swing at.
Thames had no chance. So Paul Sewald looking nice. We mentioned that he struggled a little bit last season, but through
Looking
2
much
innings of
better